Rich, Las Vegas listener, KDON on line 2. Rich, thanks for holding. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jerry, I was just reading some stuff, and seems you're taking a little bit of heat from the Ron Paul situation.
Yes. That's all right.
Okay. Well,
It comes with the territory.
I just wanted to commend you on that, because most people will not bring that up or will actually criticize the establishment when that's exactly what we need, and that proves that you're on target when you're taking a little flack. So,
when you ruffle a few feathers, it's bound to happen. There are going to be. You have to understand how the business works. The business is owned predominantly by conservatives, strict conservatives, Rush Limbaugh listeners. And if you go after the king, then they're going to be, oh, you can't do that. Even though the truth is what the truth is, that's the way it goes. And there might be some scheduling changes to the program in a major market. The only thing I would really be interested in, Rich, and maybe you or someone else can find this out, if I do get replaced in a major market by another show, I'd like to know how much the station is getting paid to put that show on and who's paying the money to put that show on. I think in the old days of music, it was called payola. If you'll play something you don't want to listen to, that's payola. If you'll say something that you might not necessarily agree with, that's payola, but that's the way it goes. And like I said the other day, Rich, shucking oysters and serving cold beers, I'm cool with that. It doesn't matter. I sleep good at night, and I'll continue to do the same. I appreciate the support, 800-876-4123. Let me tell you another way it works. Big God guy, group, station owner, had dinner with him, talking about adoption. And I said, you know what? I really don't have a problem with gay adoption. Preference, man, woman, husband, wife, father, mother, adopting a kid. Perfect scenario, perfect world, works for me. That's the way I think it should be. That said, if there's someone who's getting to the age of being unadoptable, whether it's emotional issues or it's physical challenges or it's just an age issue, kind of like a puppy. When you see a puppy, you go, oh, what a puppy. But sometimes the puppy grows up to be a pain-in-the-ass 6-year-old dog. And you go, I don't want all the baggage that comes with the 6-year-old dog, or a stray, or a shelter dog, or a rescue dog, or whatever. Thankfully, there are people that take them in. Same thing with kids. And sometimes the people who take those problem children in, or children with problems, might happen to be gay. Might be a single gay guy, might be a couple of gay guys, might be a single lesbian, might be a couple of lesbians. And I made this known to this station owner, that I didn't have a problem with gay adoption based upon the scenario that he just laid out. And that was, there's something wrong with you. You're not a conservative. Oh, who says? Whose rules? And the conversation basically went like this. Look, you have the luxury of being a billionaire. I had the luxury of being in an orphanage. And I know the stories. And I said that on the air after this dinner. I think I got canceled on 16 stations. That's cool. They're his stations. He can do whatever he wants with his stations. I don't care. I don't care. Now, my syndicated cares more because, we're in this to make money, and you want to have as many stations as you can, and you want to service those stations, and I respect the station owners, and I respect their licenses, and the advertiser relationships we have with all of them. But when you're going to hit me up with an issue about adoption, having been in an orphanage, I have some strong feelings about it. Now, I could have, not talked about it, but the issue of gay adoption came up in the news cycle, and I had to talk about it, and I felt compelled to share my story. And that's where they told me I went wrong. Fine. It's your station. You can do anything you want with it. You can put me on. You can take me off. You can cancel me. You can DB me. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm not going to change my principles. And this is where we were talking about earlier in the program about what is America? Is it conservative America? Is it socially conservative America? Is it fiscally conservative America? Because I think more people think the way I do with regard to gay adoption than the way this guy does. I would think that people would say we're a fiscally conservative nation, but probably a little bit more socially moderate than a lot of the social conservatives / Republicans might like to admit. I would think that America is more understanding of the fact that maybe there's a gay guy or two that want to bring someone in who's unadoptable into their home and tell them that they love them. And, oh, that's right, they're going to indoctrinate them. They're going to make them gay. Look, folks, they're born that way. I'm convinced. My ex-wife's brother was babysat by Raquel Welch. He turned out gay. You're born that way. You can't be babysat by Raquel Welch and end up gay if you're born straight. It's just not possible. It's an impossibility. Raquel Welch is your babysitter and you're gay? Not that there's anything wrong with that, as Jerry Seinfeld always says. But, I mean, that's my opinion. And I'm going to stick to my opinions. And my opinions are based upon either, A, facts, stuff that I read, things that I research, life experience, things that I've been through, and kind of things that you come to the conclusion of based upon your life experience. And in my opinion, I think that gay adoption, as a last resort, is certainly something that's better than a kid being kicked from orphanage to orphanage, foster home to foster home, and finding out at 18 years old nobody wants you. Nobody wants you. How do you think that kid's going to do in school? How do you think that kid's going to do in life? How do you think that kid's going to do with his own relationships going forward when the formative years of his life told him nobody wants you? But maybe this gay guy does. And maybe that's not Ozzie and Harriet. And maybe it's not Father Knows Best. But maybe it's the best shot that kid has at a certain degree of normalcy in life. And maybe, just like the people who find the wallet and give it back, maybe that kid is going to pay that back in a certain way by saying, look what someone did for me. Look how someone helped me. And maybe turn around and say to that next person, what can I do to help you? Now, I don't know if that's socially conservative. I don't know if that's socially moderate or socially liberal. But I do know it's human. And I know it's from the heart. And I know that's a large part of what this country is about. And that's why I hate the labeling, where we have to put each other into these gated ideological communities. That you have to think this way, you have to act this way, you have to do this, you have to say this, you have to sing from this political hymnal every day. It's not the way the nation works. We're a tolerant nation. We're a tolerant, inclusive nation. And we have a lot of people in the country that are freaky deeks, and a lot of people that live on the margins, and a lot of people that have a lot of problems. It would be nice to think that it is all Ozzie and Harriet, but it's not. Sometimes it's Ozzie and Sharon. And sometimes that's just the way it is.
Jerry Doyle.
800-876-4123 is the number. We'll pay a few bills. We'll come back and we'll talk witches all. Stick with me.
The Jerry Doyle Show.